What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we have the stock market bouncing after we saw a sell off in tech over the past several days. So, we are going to discuss what that means for the markets. Plus, we have Bitcoin bouncing off our previous zone of $63,500 up to 67,271 this morning. And we also have the launch of the ETH ETF news. This just in. I wanted to play this video for you. So that is basically what happened with the ETF launch so far. So we're going to be getting into that and what is coming for the crypto market as well as other commodities. So let's get into the video. You know what to do. Be sure to hit the like button if you want to see more and be sure to subscribe. All right, guys, so let's get started here. Um, where are we at? Well, this right here pretty much explains it in a nutshell. This is what crypto investors know, what macro investing is all about, and what they know. And whenever you see moves like this on the IWM, well, that generally signals that the bull run that everyone talks about in crypto is when it really starts to begin. So we'll get into all of that. Um, One stock that you can look at if you are interested in gaining exposure to crypto, but you hold stocks is Coinbase. Coinbase currently sitting at $244 and is moving higher, putting in a series of higher lows and higher highs. Right now, it is basically accumulating sideways, and we should see Coinbase move higher, especially if Bitcoin and crypto start to move higher. Then more people will be buying in on some of these exchanges, and that is beneficial for the stock price of Coinbase. But today I wanted to mention why we saw this stock market sell off. Um, so this is a chart of the volatility index during election years. And as you can see here, you have the 90 days prior to election where we start to see volatility increase and spiking into the election before falling off and settling back down. So that is something to keep an eye on. And as traders know, volatile times is the best time to be trading. We saw the VIX spiking up to a 19 yesterday and really still relatively calm. Um, it's really once we get above that 20 where we do start to see some bigger moves, and it is expected to get up above that level probably later this fall. Another market we can keep an eye on as investors and traders is the gold market. Gold has been looking really strong here the past couple of weeks and is moving up today, sitting at 23.87. Looks like it is trying to put in a higher low as well. And this may be the start of the next leg up for gold. We still have a price target on gold of $2,600 to $3,000 in the coming years. So I do think that gold will be moving higher as long as the stock market continues to climb. And that, of course, is good for the gold miners. This is GDX, the gold mining ETF, currently sitting at 36.63. We knew when we broke out of this wedge pattern here that we were going to start moving higher, and now we have broken through our longer term downtrend. So this level here should act as good support. Um, and if we do come back down to this purple box right here around $34 to $35, well, I think that would be a great entry on the gold miners. Plus, that would be our 382 of this last run pullback. So we know that that is a good buying potential zone. And so if this did pull back here a bit more, I would not be worried at all. I think that would be great for a longer term entry on the gold miners. Let's go back to the stock market and discuss what we are seeing here. Well, if we just start off with the Qs, we have had a big sell-off here over the past several days. If we take a measurement from top down to the bottom, we have seen about a 10% sell-off on the Qs. That's nothing out of the ordinary. We do suspect that we will see a little bit of a bounce here, but we may continue selling off and possibly moving lower. And we will discuss that a little bit more later in the video, where we may be going. But we do believe that we could be moving a bit lower here in the coming weeks due to seasonality. Generally going into August, you do see some weakness. Same thing for the SPY, currently sitting at 543. Again, we could see a bounce here and potential more weakness, possibly in the coming month or so. But after that, I do think that we will begin forming a new leg higher. That is the most likely scenario. All right. If you're interested in buying stocks, commodities, or crypto, you can do so over on Robinhood. And right now, Robinhood is offering a 1% boost and 8 times the national savings rate. They also allow you to begin investing and building your portfolio with just as little as $1, and they allow you to buy stocks, options, ETFs, and trade at your own pace. Of course, you don't have to be a day trader to set up an account. It's always a good idea to begin investing as young as possible so that you can make better choices later in life. If you're interested, there is a link down below in the description, and they allow you to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, and many more, as well as gold. All right, guys, let's get into crypto and discuss what is going on there. What is going on with Ethereum? Ethereum sitting at 32.49 this morning and selling off yesterday, really the last couple days after the ETF launch. So is this a failure for Ethereum, or was this to be expected? Well, we will get into that, but we just do see here we did wick down into our box right around that $3,000 level, which we suspected may be the possibility after the launch. And so, leaving, I guess, this ETF is what some are speculating because of the higher cost associated with it. It has a 2.5% cost versus the spot ETFs, which have a 0.25% cost. Nevertheless, this ETF does offer a dividend more than 13%. So that is something to keep in mind as an investor. And we also have this right here. This is the chart of the Bitcoin ETFs when they started trading. And basically, if you take a fractal pattern of this chart and the sell-off that we saw after the Bitcoin ETF launch that fell 21%, and then lay that over here, basically you see that we may see something similar for Ethereum. I don't know that it goes quite as low as this. I think the low is already in. I do believe the low is in for Bitcoin for now. There is a possibility that it could go lower, but I do think it is in. However, basically what this chart is showing is that fractal pattern. Plus, we also know that it looks very similar to a Wyckoff accumulation, where we have this pattern here playing out, and we have that 1 wick down, and then we start putting in those lower higher lows and higher highs before moving higher. And this is a real possibility for Ethereum coming soon. Another altcoin that is doing well is Solana, sitting at $180, showing a lot of strength, and a couple of these coins are starting to show a lot more strength relative to Bitcoin. So we do know that money is starting to rotate into some of these more risk-on assets, such as small cap stocks and crypto. And really, we are just in that season where everything starts to line up perfectly. And the reason they call it the banana zone is because from a macro condition, basically it is where the Fed starts to cut rates or ease monetary policy. They may increase spending. We know that there is a lot of debt that the governments have to pay back, and so they will have to at some point find ways to do that. Plus, we had the presidential election, and the politicians typically like to spend going into that election. And so we really come into this kind of weird period where the economy is kind of doing okay. There is some concerns about what may happen, but really we're getting to the point in the business cycle where a lot of these big businesses now begin reinvesting, and that moves a lot of these risk assets higher. If we also take a look at the total three, which is everything except for Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can see here we are putting in a very similar pattern that you see with some of these altcoins and that Wyckoff accumulation. So it does look like a lot of these altcoins are going to start firing off very soon. So that is something to keep in mind, and a lot of these small cap stocks may do the same. Another chart we can take a look at is the Chainlink chart, and right now it also shows a very similar pattern where we had that wick low and we put in a higher low, coming back to retest our line here perfectly. That has been acting as support, and it looks like this is probably the last opportunity to get in on a lot of these stronger layer one altcoins, as well as some other cryptos. But Chainlink is currently sitting at 1339 this morning, and we have our first take profit zone for traders sitting around 1771. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking to trade this thing and go back towards this upper side of the range. But if we can break through there and then reclaim that as support, then it looks like Chainlink will be moving much higher. AVAX is another coin that I've really been keeping an eye on and building a position in. Currently sitting at 28.11. I've got a little Fibonacci here on this. It's kind of hard to see with everything on this chart, but basically we have our long term trend line acting as support, and we broke to the upside on this downward sloping trend, coming back down to retest our box here, which is 618 on the Fibonacci, and which is also known as the golden pocket. And so this looks like this is a very good zone to enter on AVAX. If you're interested in buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink, AVAX, and many more, you can do so with iTrust Capital. I use iTrust Capital, and iTrust Capital allows you to buy, sell, and trade crypto, gold, and silver 24/7 in a low cost, no monthly fee, tax advantage IRA. If you're interested, there is a link down below. Plus, iTrust Capital has over 5,000 plus 5-star reviews on Google, and they actually have people that you can call and talk to. That's what I liked about iTrust whenever I set up my account. And they allow you to roll over a portion or all of your current 401k or IRA with iTrust. All right, guys, don't forget to go follow me over on X. I am Mind of the Financier on X, Mind of Financier, Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can follow me there as well. But over here on X, I post anything that I see that has to do with the stock market, commodities, and crypto. All right, guys, it is Friday. The weekend is almost here. We have the Bitcoin conference going on this weekend in Nashville. So we'll be looking out for any news that comes out of that. And it is a potential that Trump may announce that Bitcoin may be held as a part of the Federal Reserve, so that would be interesting. So that's something to keep an eye on. But other than that, that's about it for this week. So anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great weekend. Be sure to hit the like on this video if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, guys, be legendary, take care, and peace out.